Viva SWAPO, viva! Viva Comrade Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, our incoming president of the Republic of Namibia. Viva! Viva our presidential candidate 27 November 2024 in SWAPO Party. Viva! Vanasho Vavadu! Movada! Mama wabada, mukunene, wahiti, omitanda, matuhingire, dino. Thank you, comrades. You can be seated.
Wenda. Ame, good day. The time we're waiting for is now. Today is your day, ne? Now let's start. Mwengira maraga eh? Naima tu. Batu sokuta nongumbiro. Meni ngire muhange. betu batru no Ngombiro. Pastor.
¡Viva SWAPO, viva! ¡Viva! ¡Viva SWAPO, viva! ¡Viva Netumbo, viva! ¡Viva! ¡A luta! ¡A victoria! Thank you. Thank you, Jinene. Thank you, Comrade VP and your delegation. Comrade Youth, I think apart from the VP and the delegation, because we are the youth. So, let us pray. Matu jandangi muhona mukuru wa kombanda wetemba kumurungu we mokati gorubele na moyi dingi njariuru njo kaipo na ete mokati kongwanje yo tupo mathano unongo muhona mukuru yo tupo unongo kuja tutwale hindi kumurungu muhona mukuru teronda ya ko president jimaiya kunana hindi muhona mukuru ipo unongo no dondunge abihe matu itwa mokati ko mathano mathoro we ngure mtarangu mukuture. Amen.
Arekana ndangi jisire ami Emma Kanuses ne dinondi mulipo na mutukumpi. Okay, simply I was saying I'm Emma Kanuses, the MC for tonight with Honorable Maria Shea. Today is your day next. Please be open, think critical and ask questions. This is your moment. To continue, I will just call Comrade Mogski Naumwe, the Regional Secretary for the Youth League, to welcome the young people tonight and the Vice President. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director, sitting Emma Kanuses and Comrade Governor Maria Shea. Good evening to all of us. Her Excellency, Comrade Netumbo Nandi Daitwa, our Vice President, we are blessed and we are happy to have you in our meeting tonight. The dear panelists, you are welcome to Opuwo region and Opuwo to be specific. I'm Kenaume Twakovic, Mox. I'm the Regional Secretary of SWAPO Party, and I'm glad to see the young people tonight. This is the moment that we have been eagerly also waiting for and looking forward to. And we are blessed to have you, ma'am, among us. It's an honor that you are here in the middle of the mountains. You have made time to come and engage us as young people of the region. For us, that we cannot take it for granted and we cannot take it lightly. I hope and trust that tonight's engagement is going to be a fruitful one, where we are going to shun the way as young people, whereby we are also going to give some recommendations, some guidance as young people as what do we think is right, young people in the region. The region is a very blessed region, very rich in mineral resources, very diverse in its culture. We believe with the potential that we have as a region, there is no way that we can be linked the second last or first among the poorest regions. With what we have, it does not make sense and it's uncalled for. And as young people of the region, we are determined and we are ready to give a helping hand and also advice and also guidance on what we think is best for us. So, Comrade Vice President, indeed it's an honor to have you, and we're looking forward to engage with you. The young people of the region, you are all welcome. Let's feel free to engage. This is our time. I believe and trust that we have the mind here. So it's your time to shine, as they said. Thank you very much. You are all welcome.
Thank you very much, Comrade Mox. Your Excellency, our Vice President of SWAPO Party and the country, today we are gathered here as young people of the region to conversate and to engage our candidate and our presidential candidate for the upcoming elections. Under the theme, unpacking the potential of uplifting standards and job creation through mining, agriculture, tourism, and culture in Kunene region. Now, Your Excellency, I think all the other regions, when you go normally, the setup is a town, it's a hall, it's a tent, but deliberately, because we are talking of tourism and culture, we felt let it be at the fire, so that comrade number one, who was called upon in the opening prayer, can be blessing us today, and the young people can engage you. So they are here, they are ready to engage. That's why, without wasting any time, we want to now immediately jump into discussions where we will be having our REC member, Comrade Muduma, who will be moderating this particular session. So he would first start together with the panelists that are here. He will introduce the panelists. After the panelists have spoken, then we will open the floor for engaging, from young people to engage on the topic that does this, and any other topic of government interference that you feel. I'm supposing most of you have read already the manifesto, so you would want to ask clarity. We are here. Your Excellency, we are also joined here, although he's our host and boss, Comrade Nekongo is here. We have members of the Central Committee of the Youth League that are also here accompanying the secretary, because the boss can never be alone. We have REC members who are here, who are also accompanying Comrade Mox, who is the regional secretary. One brother of ours, which we are going to welcome officially tomorrow, Vipwa, is also here with us. Our president of Alan, Dr. Nkoyamsep, is also here with us. So everybody is here. Those that are not here, VP are following online. Kunene is fast. They are still traveling. Oshana Mamana, o VP, Matuke Iporu Vedo Kukahingira Kombunda, Rutenga Matu Yanja Komutanda, Wetu Muduma, Metu Hitisa mo discussion anda Madea, no penelangia hama komurungu konangwi, Shiva Mana, Matu Mupe Oruvede, Eneno Homupure Ndima Mwakupura, Po Ondungendi Muna, do Mudiete Koshitia. Shitwa Manapo Nambo, Opumati Anja VP Oruvede, VP no English Mahingire, Atupatatu, Watu Kombe Polo Ye, United, Don Dangi. Omake.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Viva SWAPO, viva! Viva SWAPO, viva! Aluta! Now, thank you, comrade. As you have heard, this is Comrade Muduma by the name Kayademi. We are not going to have a long program, just a very short program, whereby let me start by saying the following. Let me acknowledge the presence of the Vice President of the Republic of Namibia, equally the Vice President of the SWAPO Party, Comrade, Her Excellency, Comrade Netumbo Daitwa, the SWAPO Party presidential candidate for comes the 27th of November 2024. Comrades and friends, this is our time. Comrade youth, here we are. We have this privilege today in Kunene, specifically in Opuwo, to engage with the Vice President, to engage with the panelists that are in front of us here, who are going to talk about different sectors. Namely, we are going to focus on three sectors, which is mining, tourism, and culture. And lastly, we are going to talk about agriculture and water. So those are the sectors that we are going to discuss tonight. Comrades and friends, I just want to put it across and again that this is our event. We should listen properly and attentively. Then we engage with the panelists. We ask questions in any language that you feel like. We can translate so that the panelists can be able to take your question properly. Bado na kumi agora wino kujandangi jinene kujakako. Tuya poji jito jetu hii ya mba bado mburuka omuna na wetu guri magatiketu okuja uri magatiketu guri vice president ana mpya guri wina na nguru vice president akiri keswapo guri memene to banani daitwa ba wina nguru candidate njima tupara komatoro rumbura njima kakitu mengwali na habari kumwebe uja mwana ume kumbura njito nji ya mbara ithako kuja no wina matukata mu biune matuka hungiria pone ndo panelist ndiripo na amimba bado maika hungira jinene okatara mu biune matuka hungiria ko jinene jo nayo homine matuka hungiria ko yune yo maika no tutumbo ngikuno matuka tara ko binayo itu arisima nombath mambo bana kuhungira bana. So in that vein, as I have seated in front of you here, I'm having the panel on my far left and comrade. Next to me here is my brother, comrade Dino. The surname is a bit ballot, so my apology for that. On my right here, I'm having comrade Chava Chiaura, and on my far right, Dr. Elia Gorari. Those are the panelists that are going to engage us. So first, I will give them a chance to present. After their presentation, then pose some questions, and then I will give it back to the audience. And then we move on. As you have heard from the governor of the region, that we have a long program. That's a very short one. First and most, I'm going to start with the mining sector by Comrade Stanley to present.
Thank you so much, moderator. My name is Stanley Kambonde. I am a mining professional entrepreneur. A legal background in that I have a master's in oil, gas, and mining law, which was ahead of my studies being funded by the founding father, President Sam Nujoma, and it was through my engagements emphasized they fought for the political emancipation of the country, in that is economic emancipation. And it was on those words that after my returns, I decided to play my part. And I've been operating in Kunene now for 10 years, close to 10 years, of which we've built some projects around here. So Kunene region for me is a region which is, I call it second tier, because it's a region with rich resources. And as for the youth, I want to implore the youth to start looking into those resources by mobilizing themselves to form groups and act as being unified as a group, because you can get as far, you go as far as Orutumba, there is Blue Sodolite, you go as far as Pupa, you find copper, you come as far as Otwani, there is Chrysocolla copper, Okodonje, you go down there, so there's a lot of minerals. But the question is, whenever you're coming in the mineral sector, you need to ask yourself, why is it that you're trying to mine? Implore to the youth is that purpose in terms of coming in is for you to only benefit yourself, but come in and build projects which can actually assist the community. And one of the things that you also need to look at is the method that you are using to likely get the minerals out. So, first you need to get the license, and the two most common licenses would be an EPL and a mining claim. But what I implore you to do is work on the mining claims, as they are much easier to do, and they are actually only for Namibians, so it's much easier for you to go in with limited resources. But then again, even if you have the license and even if you have the claims, you need support. You need support in having a conducive environment in which you can apply for and be granted those claims, and you need support in being able to utilize the tools for you to extract the minerals. And when I look at the manifesto here, as you can see, it's written natural resources management and beneficiation. So those two we need to separate. The first part of it is the natural resources management, which is then what government is trying to do now in terms of creating a conducive environment, a conducive policy environment for you to be able to get your licenses to operate. And the second one is the tools needed to get the mineral resources out. So that is why you are seeing that they are empowering and trying to give Epangelo Mining the technical and financial capacity, which will then allow Epangelo Mining to build a conducive value chain, a value chain in terms of minerals. So now, even if we take, for example, copper is very rich. There's a lot of copper in it. The problem is there is no value chain in which the copper can exist. So you can be mining copper, but you don't know where to sell it. You don't have the resources to get it out. So what government is then doing is to create that value chain through Epangelo Mining, so that they can be able to offer technical and financial support to particularly small-scale miners in this region. And then as well, the second part, which is beneficiation. If you take those minerals out of the ground, what do you do with them, right? And that beneficiation means to add value to the minerals. And through that mandate, again, through Epangelo Mining, the is highlighting the fact that the Epangelo Mining create those facilities capable of creating that beneficiation, while at the same time as well reviving the mineral capture certain revenues coming from mining or exploration activities, and now the funding of these particular activities, particularly by small-scale miners within the Kunene region. Here, which is to compel APL holders or mining rights holders to honor the requirements of corporate social responsibility. That point in the manifesto to not only look at corporate social responsibility, but to ensure that there are community development plans which are put in place from the onset, which have a broad stakeholder identification and stakeholder engagement, identifying the short, medium, and long-term goals, particularly for those particular communities where these mining activities are perceived to be. So I've got, as not only as a youth, but also as an entrepreneur, and also as as a citizen of this country, I've got the utmost belief that the manifesto is speaking to those key points which are pivotal in unlocking the mining potential of Kunene. So, as I said, I'll end with the words of founding father. We need to unite as a youth. You need to come here and be able to sacrifice your own needs for you to be able to develop something for the community, and so that we can emancipate, so that we can emancipate Kunene economically by fighting for the rights through mineral rights. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Stanley. That was Comrade Stanley. You can still put down your questions. Once we are done with the presentations by all the presenters, and you can ask questions. Allow me also to give this opportunity to Comrade Chawarekwa Chiaura so that he can take us through tourism and culture.
Good evening once again. My name is Chawarekwa Chiaura, as said. I'm going to look at tourism from the women's perspective. In Kunene region, Namibia, Kunene region Kunene region is rich in biodiversity and offers several conservation opportunities that can help protect its unique ecosystem and wildlife here. Let me have a look at some key areas that need to be considered, like for instance, community-based conservation. Engaging local communities in conservation efforts. These programs that incentivize wildlife protection and sustainable tourism can enhance local livelihoods and diversity. We have another one, which is wildlife corridors. Establishing and maintaining wildlife corridors between protected areas can facilitate animal movements and exchange genetic. Yes. Another one which is very important is ecotourism development. Ecotourism development. Promoting ecotourism can provide financial resources for conservation while raising awareness about region's natural beauty and wildlife. I want to be short because I wrote a book, but I'm given a short time. Yeah, for the new president to effectively align. God is doing his job. For the new president to effectively align policies with conservation opportunities in the Kunene region, several key areas of focus should be considered, like strengthening community rights, integrated land use planning, incentives for sustainable practices, funding for conservation programs, and so on. I need to be short because, as I said, time is very short. There's also another one that to be considered, like promoting ecotourism. When it comes to crafting policies that support the growth of ecotourism, can generate revenue for conservation while providing economic opportunities for local communities. By prioritizing these areas in policy development, the new president can foster a more sustainable approach to develop that aligns with the conservation goals in the Kunene region. We have another one that has to do with cultural homesteads that can be powerful tools for improving of livelihoods in preserving culture, especially in the Kunene region. Here are some ways that we need in order for us to achieve these goals by improving livelihoods. Ecotourism opportunities attract tourists interested in authentic cultural experiences. These generate income for guided tours, workshop events. And there's another one which is craft and arts sales. By showcasing and selling traditional crafts and art work, cultural homesteads can create additional income streams for artisans while promoting local culture. Another one to be considered is initiatives. Engaging in cooperative enterprises such as gardens or livestock can enhance economic resilience and strengthen community bonds. I want to look to another aspect, which is preserving additional knowledge. So, through that, cultural serve as spaces for passing down knowledge, customs, and skills from the generation to the next, ensuring that traditions are kept alive. Cultural events and festivals, organizing events can foster community pride and attract visitors, helping to keep traditions vibrant. And cultural education is the last one in this concept. I cannot go further with that one due to time. And there's another one, which is now our policy support to maximize the impact of cultural homestead. Supportive policies could include incentives for sustainable practices, protection of cultural heritage, investment. Yeah. Let me carry on. Sorry. Trust and believe that our new president is a tested cadre that will take this nation to the promised land. Let's be rest assured that victory is guaranteed. I wish you all the best. I thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Chava, for the short presentation. We will move on to the next one. The next presenter to that is Comrade Dr. Elia Gorale, who is going to present on agriculture and water.
Thank you very much, Comrade Moderator. Comrade Vice President of the Republic of Namibia, and Comrade President of SWAPO Party, and presidential candidate of SWAPO Party. Of course, as you can see, I'm saying it deliberately. Maudang. Comrade, Your Excellency, yesterday we had a conversation under the Youth League of Comrade Netumbo and his team. And coincidentally, we discussed the topic of water and agriculture. So I am perhaps fortunate on this panel. I have the memorandum already of what we discussed. So therefore, mine is to make a summary for purposes of Your Excellency, as well as the young people that are here, to take notice of what was discussed. And I know the time is of essence, but I think, Your Excellency, I stand to be corrected. I think Kunene and yourself, Your Excellency, this gathering is a historic gathering. We are converging around the fire with the ancestors giving us a nice wind and actually talking, Your Excellency, to young people, including the one just next to Muharukwa here. Will be 5 years older and will remember what is taking place here. So in that essence, this is historic. Comrade Governor and your team, I think you deserve a round of applause. Your Excellency, water and food is a common denominator in water and food. There is actually nobody that can retake. I don't know what is English in retake, but nobody can say, no, I don't like food, I don't like water. The moment you do so, your very existence ceases. So our discussion for yesterday, Your Excellency, is it took water and food, and Comrade Nakongo rightly put it, food sovereignty and water security. That nobody can live without it. Discussed on what government has done. There was a gentleman who came from agriculture, and he highlighted to us what the government is doing through the Ministry of Agriculture in respect of the turnaround that is being showcased in the green schemes. And specifically, 4 of those green schemes are here in Kunene region, specifically Baramkwele, Koware, Sesfontein, Fransfontein, and they are managed and operated under IREMA. According to them, they are providing innovation, including agriculture. Of course, the other panelists, like they are farmers in Congo, right? So they were very happy about that topic. And also to indicate that as per our manifesto, as you would have seen, that there is a commitment that government will put more emphasis and support to agriculture. An amount of 500 million is indicated in there. But it is also important to note that currently there is a project called NAMSEP, and under NAMSEP, various agricultural inputs have been procured. I have seen through social media, people are praising Burkina Faso for buying tractors, but I have said here in Namibia, actually more tractors have been procured than in Burkina Faso. So give Namibia and the president. Comrade, Your Excellency, before you came, the governor said, the correct translation, he said, Orushenoro Horomende. So if I refer to you as Orushenoro Horomende, it is you. Comrade Governor, that's what you told us. Yes, that's what he said. So that's what we gossiped to you before you came. And then, Comrade, Your Excellency, there was a young man who was with us, Bekama Kawesa. He's from Ovitoto, but he's in the final year of studying for a degree in agriculture. There he is, this young person here. Yes. So he summed up the expectations of young people in respect of agriculture. He said, and if I quote you wrongly, you can correct me, the young man, he said, when he graduates, he does not want somebody to give him employment. He said he would like to be supported so that he can produce food and others. Did I quote you right? Yes, very good. So he confirms. And then yesterday we also said there was a young man in Umlonga constituency, Abner Hambaya. He drilled his own borehole, but he got stuck with how to install. This young man summed up and said, what young people, especially those that have passion for agriculture, need is support. And that support can translate in some form of subsidy to assist them with drilling of boreholes so that they, with that water, they can be able to produce and thereby provide support for others and also create employment. So, Comrade, Your Excellency, the subsidy for drilling of boreholes is a conversation that has taken place already or is underway in the Ministry of Agriculture and Reform. Supportive of it, and they have now approached the NNFU, I think it's Namibia, National Namibia, yeah, that one. Yeah. So the Farmers Union for their input, so that that document can then be escalated to be able to find tangible solution to the issue of supporting those that are passionate in agriculture, Your Excellency. And then, Your Excellency, I made an anecdote that I visited a place called Ongongo. Ongongo is near Sesfontein, not far from Baramkwere. And we found a woman who was putting up a garden. And she was doing that with water that is naturally flowing from the mountain. And we then said, within the ministry, we have identified about 12 of these natural springs, which natural springs we want to have developed so that they can be utilized for food production here in Kunene region. And then we also said, in respect of what is said in the manifesto about potable water to everyone, Comrade, Your Excellency, there is one famous place here in Kunene, and it is Okangwati. Okangwati has faced a lot of problems of water for many, many years. So Your Excellency can pride that now there is a pipeline 99% complete, which is taking water from Ohamaremba to Okangwati and bring sustainable water supply to that part of the country in a Pupa constituency. And I know that my brother Venani will not, but I know when the groundbreaking is done, he will actually say to the presidential candidate of SWAPO that he's likely then to vote for SWAPO. Your Excellency, in respect of security of supply, that is water security and food production, there is also something which Your Excellency would be aware has already been at Cabinet, and that is a feasibility study of a desalination plant for northern regions. Specific then, that water will pass through Kunene region, and it will be benefiting everywhere. I can see her smiling about it, but that is why I referred to this young person here, seated here. If that project reach fruition, it is going to be for sustainable development of these young people and many others that are here. But with climate change and with abundance water from the sea, and all our ancestors and those that are coming now, the future generations, will have a smile that will smile forever with in terms of water supply. Finally, Comrade, Your Excellency, as 2 days ago, through the office of the Prime Minister, there was a national drought relief program kind of review that took place in Vanjoo. Our ED presented and indicated what the ministry will do in respect of drilling and installation of boreholes. The number that was given, which we discussed also yesterday, is that there will be 646 boreholes that will be drilled across the country. So this will provide practical intervention to our people. And what we would like to say, Comrade, Your Excellency, is that security of supply roughly is to say no village should depend only on one borehole. Every village must be supplied a system that has at least 3 boreholes supplying in a central reservoir, so that if one borehole is broken, the other 2 are still able to feed in that reservoir, so that the person in Okangwati or the person at Daures, the person at Onamatanga, the person at Omdaungilo, Kachinakachi, as well as Varambat, as well as Pukiro, that they cannot run out of water at any given time, the same way that Vanjoo cannot run out of water. The humanity of the people in rural areas and the humanity of the people that are in urban areas is a mathematical equilibrium. A is equal to B, B equal to A, and nothing else can exist except humanity. So, Your Excellency, that is the small contribution that we wanted to make as per your directive, because in your speech during the launch of the manifesto, you were very emphatic, you were very clear in terms of the marching orders, that water supply security security guarantee be compromised. I so submit, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Indeed, you can hear that he's a doctor. He has been in the industry of rural water supply. Now we are going to proceed. I'm having fourth presenter just on my leg. And with Comrade Dino, it's a bit different from the other three presenters, as he is going to look at all the three sectors. As I will pose this question to him. What are some of the value chain opportunities from the mentioned sectors, the three of them? Share this with the youth of Kunene, specifically of Opuwo, and the neighboring that are invited.
Please allow me to stand, Your Excellency. Can you see me? Wenda, Mapanga, Nomotanda. Kaipe, Kanara, Ami, Mino, Hange, Shinene, Okuhira, Kuna, Ene, Muhe, Nai, Mangrovaji. Dr. Ngararo said it is both historical and a privilege to sit here. This is called the Educo. Is that accurate? But there's not enough wood on the Educo. Dr. Ngararo also mentioned 646 walls that will be constructed, but he did not get a resounding. I'm aware that everyone would much rather listen to me, but please, Comrade Stanley ended by quoting our founding father. To start, Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, where she said, and I quote, "Future of our nation people, we must ensure that they are equipped with the necessary skills, values, and opportunities to lead us into a prosperous future. It is our duty to empower them and provide the platforms for them to realize their potential." Let's give Her Excellency a round of applause. Without diluting my leader's remarks that I'm sure she will make, I want to highlight that we have a leader that cares for young people. We have a leader that will hold us accountable to deliver for young people. And we have a leader that will not sleep as she ensures that young people are empowered. Let's give her another round of applause. This is my fourth time to Opuwo. And each time that I come, I always see opportunity. This evening, I checked in at the Royal Guest House just outside Opuwo. No one there is offering any service of massages. No one there is offering any service of perhaps chauffeuring. There will be small opportunities everywhere that we look. And my commitment this evening is that I will come back early next year and the young people that are interested in entrepreneurial endeavors with no capital. Let's have that conversation. There are three takeaways from the manifesto that I want to highlight. And the manifesto in simple terms is our promise to Namibia. The first one is equipping you for success in a changing world. We believe education is key. We had the conversation coming here earlier. We need to emancipate ourselves mentally. Education cannot be diluted. Each and every young person here this evening, that is the one way to help yourself and your family to get out of education. Secondly, from the manifesto, fueling your entrepreneurial dreams. And thirdly, preparing young people for the jobs of tomorrow. Opuwo is a beautiful town, I must say, but it's also very unique in its natural beauty, and it's been mentioned by the other speakers. But I want to highlight one statistic from the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. In 2022, there were 461,000 international guests that came to Namibia in 2022. In 2023, there was an 87% increase, and there were 863,000 international guests that came to Namibia. And I assure you, the majority of them visited your region, Kunene. But are we taking advantage of those 863,000 international tourists that come to the Kunene region? I had quite a few more things to say, but for the sake of time, I want to leave you all with 4 points. So if you've forgotten everything that I've said, there are only 4 points. The first one is put your hand up and volunteer. Wherever there's an opportunity, just put your hand up. The second one is remaining positive, ask questions. Thirdly, everyone is unique. And the last point is never ever limit yourself. Okuhepa Shinene.
Thank you very much, Comrade Dino. Thank you very much. Twaoroga na jine nebo namba pena mpehe na kuduwa mutu uinembia hongirwamba ya pena mbuma bedhu ambano chimi anga kuduwa karuwedeka oku hiyo matha kumbi na onga nai oku chabini ngire comrade. Okay, biningire comrade ipanga mojirwa muharugwa okutara mu binenge mbyazo no kuhungirwa mbana ichimanga bari bitatu comrade Dino kokujatu yetu twaire no o ne wetu machavi kinakubanga kujachima kahungira wika hapa yo bino bipepete tubiduwa kuda mu bantu mbado no kuhungira mba tukaende pamwe apeha ningo mundu kuma ituwa peshi ya okuje jibe
also take this opportunity to wholeheartedly welcome Her Excellency. It's not my position to, but I nonetheless would. Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, our candidate, Her Excellency Netumbo to the Great Kunene region in Opuwo, with the whole panel, and of course,
think the master of ceremony has definitely dropped me in the deep end. And probably I have the most difficult task now, having to summarize things that I did not have an opportunity to, one, summarize and note. But nonetheless, I shall endeavor. And the lucky thing is, I don't think the presenters would follow my wherever. So where I leave the things out, they would have no chance to castigate me. But nonetheless, allow me to just and turn my back towards people. I do speak naturally for very long, but do stop me if I do go on for too long. Yeah, nabano mbani kilo kucha hivi. Yes, mbani kilo kucha hivi alikane hitana ule mu ufupi uliri obinambia hongiro amba ambia hongiro wa bandu mbabane mba hongire ko mulungu mbo Dr. Ngurare ya mefuru muluma na umutengo amba loti muliro no pangalanje kambonde ha hende nambo gale no yeah mea ukutira po Mutema Ngurare ako njamba upya utangaje kwa rimwe wina mbiri moto tubone ikuno ako je kumeutire uliondo ngumba puratene na wana masa Mutema Ngurare watamuno obatengwa bebali omitanda umwe nguli mene yanje ngwi ngwache avi omugaronyi bali nayo where was that? Okay, yes, bali no bongalero ngikine kwa ndi omutengwa ngwacherevi uli honga otutumbo no bikuno wacherevi amijo mutanda mu rutumbo no bikunwa ami hinoko bango kumano meri hongero wanje mpipa ho byungura kaparuka biulire mebango kumano meri hongero wanje mbirire omundu ngume ungulo bikulya kona mimbia numbirire mundu ngume banga ngume anjo byungura ko bakwetu babe kajiperi omutengwa ngo mutolene make okujabi ngatutana ururu wetu chimatuta mututubuno ikunwa okujabi tutubuno ikunwa kakutela ko bombe uliri kakukuna uliri nanga hino tuli muhoka posia okujabi okutana ule hopoleto beni okutana ule hopoleto na mimpia kudamo kunene nganga duko karasa poko za mbisi okuja muhoka tuli wina waja uyu kwetu bado Mutema Ngurare wakatara kuina peke ohunga chinene nene no meva menaro kucha vice president wanja kwa matha okuchavi okudambo kienda ko mulungu omeva kaesere okulira outheu mwana mimbia okujonda ndo horomende yetu yo SWAPO kajo ya namimbia oyo kuchavi mocho mwitha bandu ibali mechiri heno mevane obandu be bango kubero byoyo kajo ongwa miachi apa to myanga ye ndali mopo yetu inji kajo posia we no ka mumunwa nje iwe no ka mondaure se no ka bona pehe ojombo yateka obandu be kanumuka obinambyo vice president wachirenga dhiyande no Mutengwa Ngurare changu limombero yo meba yumo obandu mbapewa omara kuchikina hanga chiande okujo horomende ino ndando kuchitane horomende ino ndando yo kuchavi ochironga chihe mwana mimbi chiazo kumuna njombo ndatu ndumabe kindo meba otenga imwe poko kopasenge imwe okujonjombo imwe chiateka aluho chirongo chikaenda meba kachiperi chaheno kerere wata muno jina charwe ade ami ngahino muhoka megatako epuli mugumba ira ko SWAPO kairandisa futo wando mambo kajo maikura iri kujavi matuka ukura kuja ejavi china chitongura ya mara katokwa kutamuna viralwe wara iso kujavi ete twaungura mewa muhamalemba omewa muhamalemba okangwati ete imatuka twakamutinga no mewa omongo kajo pothia ndio ndi mewa wahamalemba maenanwa okienda okangwati make kana mewa chino virongo aviheuliri ya mengunde mweserembo ya mewango kuyako Mutengwa loti waningiro kutara ko kujavi hapo otutumbo no ikunwa no video mehi no rupanduro valyange hapo mapye no kutungulisa vi okujavi tuite muchiche mulongo cho vantu eye wakatara kovina vine uliji wachavi aluhe paturo uliwe kokulihongo vine always be inquisitive paturo uliwe kokulihongo vine vipi wakaraisa chimwe chovina chakachavi amichimbia mokwe warolo kiyo vikandu vine mopuo no nambo wachire kane vandu mitanda mopuo pulateno chinai kajo warolo kiyo vikandu vine mopuo podio chikandwa chihe chia mopuo umuna mondungombe yongechesa hapo ndio ndinei kajo wetu ngwa muno ndungo ombe yongechesa ndino ndio ndiheri mayari kamoja amejero make akotulina hatu mopulo joine posia yivalihe every time ochikandwa chihe chia kopuo uwa umuna mondunge yongechesa chemo wachi kaina wakalo mbene no kumyango umundu uli mambo jiri wachipiri nao bandu lihongee kumyanga obaenda chiya mopuo bene no kumyango. Now Mr. Baloti is not Honorable Baloti is not here for me to get the other four things. Yes wachavi nalikane naho chinantengwi halikane bandu batatu chiri omundu ngumi muhongo pale kombango nombango chinene pona pehe puwe ya puma pe uchina kucha kono kufutwa nukono kutamo kungulo china ungulo china volunteer chiwa ungulo china ho peno ina nabano me akutwa ati peno ina yali bino kuchitu omwene okuli hongwa mwene okano experience apo kuli okano ndunge nabano yakungulo china kiberi odio mundu kumunguli no maana okumuno kujabi maje ngwa volunteer na makongo beri akira nambano jakakano yungura po namba majengo wapi kupaha umuno vyungu kacho wajavi do not limit yourselves otara moyo munyo chavi at amaneno yanje ya nderemba kacho the opportunities in the middle are endless. Our horizons in Namibia is beyond imagination chima tumukiro wachi ona mimbi ya nyima ihungiro wachi maeneno we hupo kweta tuhena kajo obuya bokupisa Afrika nchi kajo obuya chipona pehevi kwa meame mwache muhimba ulili bahimba kabe mwache mukalo naka kajo apehe pumu iwasukene nokujavi ochina himere oko menene mukotu mbalo nokujo ahende nengo ulimo maeni ya omukalo na Manje mefuru uma wakatara ko tumbono ikono the third thing Mr. Baloti is Honorable Baloti the third of your four things is not noted here, so everyone is unique. Yes indeed mamu prate na walika jo mamu prate ne kwa minu kamujiri hakere yes waje umundauhe wafana kwiye muni umundauhe uno maeneno we muni kajo kimwe neno kutara mundu walo kujabi bakoto mugotu ngalima ne madundo menestera mugondo menestera uli posia porumwe obe umulolonga ku olonga kudekira poka maeta kobe oyo juno udi uno horomende mwango kuna mwe kungalimani okuje jungura hijungura okina ndengu nu chapire we muni ikiungura kina oyo yale seni ne kunguro kinaja sana ya befuru mu mata ko kuruparo balianki popengi toho eyiwa mutu wara kida uli ko vice president. I'm trying to really cut short now, excellency wara kida horomende uli kujabi kuje tutumba tetu no bikunwa ngatu tale ko binenge makatara okupiko mbazo yetu obinenge nuno jinene ko matale ronga watala ko serikali kuche serikali maitundu avi mo rupandwi bali okupiko mbazo yetu olonganda letu dokula hizo ovyetu yo mbazo obinambia sana mutenga kambonde fupi ulili
COVID ome meango kukondoma mbo we ulio ufupi wa chavi hira kunene ndi akuhe kuwavu akuhe kuwai kuna ovive vyomehi okino kinantengu chichaso kuchitwa ko chihoromene chichaso kuchitwa okuyanja omasa wonjibiro ko bandu betu okuyanja omasa omaeneneno o bandu betu okunana obinambi hapo nanga mambo mawanga kayo bamitanda ngozo hapo ngungire ineiwa kayo obi mambo mawanga okujamani ngire kujabi oromene gaene kumuyanjera okuje mutoro unongo wokunana ibiro mehimbi okanoka seni nakaka seni nako ocho kina chiri ambara chitu ihamisa kino chinere no mabe beha nano ibiro mehi okuje bitu kahepa kona kumatukarangisa ekihorera kiwaya wacha ungulisa wo ekihorera chikope kajo okopanjo yungulakona yungulisa ko bino bingi komiriu no binambye sanangu posi bandu betu kimabenana unana okanayo pendo bide yalo mehina kahini meto kujino lisiema mwene no kunana okanacho posi ya juhina pana omarandisa wamorosa masa we okuja wacha ko masa chinene okujabi gatu horomente gatu batere bahaba alikane bandu batatengo waje kajo wanayima mbuto harapamwe muto lo grupa ndatu beberaero kujabi kitwa lino gombula demu kayo o ministra jima de a tukura mamo mostara tanei ne mburka presidente ya tujaka tuta akiko kiere ko puji ko kitena ya tukura ne mostara majo na mimi ne mo opportunity to have a president sitting with the next president of the republic of Nigeria kayo make it count for yourselves, for your region, for your town, for okujavi myanjo ndunge myanjo ndunge kina yipakirwa tuli kumama wa I reiterate. Thank you very much. Please don't do this to me again.
Momu nujiri kuja walimu njuo ndio dhaweta wa hindi. Thank you very much, Comrade Muharukwa, for translating what was have said here. Now, Comrade Youth, Mitanda, let me take this opportunity now for you people to start raising your hand and ask questions. And I just want to make it clear that we don't have enough time, so I'm not going to allow more questions. Leaders, they are here to listen to you. And I can see and I can tell that we have that feelings that we want to sit around the fire the whole night, talking. You know that also tomorrow we have a very important event that we have to go and attend to. So we ask questions. After asking questions, the presenters, they can attempt to answer the questions that we posed. Then after that, we'll give the chance to Her Excellency to talk to the masses. So, Comrade Governor. Okay, there's a hand there.
Yeah. Uh, this is the time that I was waiting for. Now I understand that Namibia is a democratic country. You see now sitting with the same president and calling the president comrade. Comrade VP. Mine is not a question, but it's a contribution. However, before I come to that, we have a special gift that we just want to give it to you. If you can allow me, I can bring it myself. We want these young men who 5 years in to one young man who is also from allies and himself to be president guide by next year. Should I go deeper or no? Comrade VP, Opuwo youth give you a gift. A gift is a young man here. And next your guide. So here is my email. So we will communicate through emails. Contribution. Coming to the contribution, everything that was said by our comrades at the end is by creation job opportunity to the youth. What I want to ask, not to ask, but just to give an advice maybe to my governor as well. Just as Mr. Dino said that we should volunteer ourselves. What if we make some workshop before you give us that opportunity? Let us also have that knowledge how to do it ourselves. We have people who went to vocational, although a few of them. Maybe if we arrange that workshop, those who can able to teach others, they will. Those who want to be in agriculture, all the things that was spoken here. Let just that workshop, then we can also have some knowledge. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Your Excellency, there is a volunteer here to be part of your security team. Omake. Gender balance, ladies. Okay. This one.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good evening. Netumbo. Good evening. I have a question for Mr. Kabonde. You spoke about the oil and gas program or of mobilization. How far have you mobilized in general and specific? Because I don't think I've seen any. I've seen one in Vanjoo
any in Opuwo.
Omake. Kora, Purambi Mopura Uri Otuman.
Salutations, fellow comrades. My name is Yawira Shilongo. I hail from the very mountains region. Comrade VP, we applaud our SWAPO Party-led government through the Office of the Prime Minister that has funded us as marginalized students. But today we sit in a situation where the only further study center we have here is NAST. Comrade VP, we are in need of UNAM here. Comrade VP, we are in need of IUM here. Yes, we struggle with transport to come from here to go ride one module in Ongwediva or in Ondangwa. Besides the logistics, we struggle with accommodation in those other regions. We just need a center for these other institutions. Thank you, Comrade VP.
Yeah, what a wonderful way to close it off. Matuya noho, Rutenga, Mamuntu Katiti, Mamuno Bebo noho Gairi na Wakatiti, Muto Mapulonga Muna Yusha, Shika Yadhirwa, Matupura Mukau. But I know Comrade VP, when she's going to reflect some of the things that you want to ask. Let me allow Your Excellency, our Vice President, just to reflect on what we have heard from the panelists, the young people. Oh, you wanted to answer? Okay, but short, eh? Yeah.
For the question, I think maybe I was not clear perhaps on that one. The oil and gas and mining, that was not referring to the qualification. Show the youth that even with that qualification, I still came to Kunene so I can learn on the ground. So sometimes a qualification does not actually give you what you need to know. Sometimes you need to get your hands dirty. Secondly, in terms of where I've mobilized, maybe I can extend. Well, part and portion of what we've done, and that is why I was imploring that you said, rather than at mining claims, is that if you go to the area of Okodonje, here we have actually built with a team of mine from 2016 a copper project where we did not use EPLs, we used the consolidation of mining claims, and we managed to employ about 28 to 30 locals, of which that project used to take copper to Dundee smelters. So that only shows you that in mainstream media, or maybe the understanding of what we feel the mining industry to be in, we always feel like we need to have an EPL, or we need to have this, but sometimes we need to work with what we have, and especially in Kunene, where you can build scalable projects, not using the models of EPLs, it's too expensive. You can look at it from small scale mining, and that's why I was imploring the youth to actually come together and form associations. I was here in 2016 when we were forming the Kunene Small Scale Mining Association, and I stood in that hall there at Regional Council. And that association only lasted maybe a year or two, because there was no unity. What people are concentrating on was not the agenda of what we need to go forward. So I think yes, government is here to assist, but I think we need to start here. We need to mobilize ourselves. We need to educate ourselves. We need to ask one of the questions here in terms of getting the UNAM campus here. We need to ask Minister of Mines perhaps to do training sessions and so forth. So these are all the things which are in the manifesto to say that we are going in that direction. We are going in that direction to empower, not only from a policy perspective, but also from likely an education on the ground perspective, telling people how to apply for certain licenses, what to look at, what the possible value chain is, what the possible mining value chain is in terms of copper, in terms of sodalite, chrysocolla, green garnet, and all the like. So I think that is what we need to look at as a region. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, and let me thank all the young people present, the leadership of Common Congo and your team, and particularly the local youth leadership. Let me also now thank our competent panelists for the manner in which they have handled the discussions. You were surprised, but you performed. The most important thing for that. You know, sometimes when you are coming, you always want this. Needs to at the onset, I have to once again thank the SWAPO Youth League for continuously organizing this dialogue. And today's dialogue is more gratifying to me. We are doing here, what we are owning up to our election manifesto. Important. And I must inform you that in developing this manifesto, the issue of ownership has been emphasized, and we have developed manifesto just this year. But if you recall, the whole of last year, after our Congress in 2022, the Political Bureau at its first meeting took a decision that the Vice President, supported by all national leaders, should go back to the regions to report on the outcome of the Congress, and also really to get the views of the people in terms of the resolutions which were taken at the Congress. And that is why we have even, in addition to the rallies, we used to have what we call engagements. So in those engagements, we always had a team of people who were taking notes. And I have the minutes of each and every engagement. And when now we came to the development of the manifesto, we made such a report available to the think tank. The point I'm making is that this election manifesto was a result of intensive consultation among party members and even Namibian citizens, because our round tables were open to all Namibians. We did not close them to SWAPO Party members, but everyone who wanted to attend, they were attending. So that is really the background of the manifesto. We consensus. We are looking at all the reports. There were issues which were coming up so frequently, And then we say, since these are the issues that are coming up very frequently from all the 14 regions, we must pay attention to these issues. If that is not enough, when now finally the think tank has done their work, this manifesto has to be considered by the political bureau, and I can now disclose this, that for members of the political bureau, they know that we had 4 sessions just to understand, analyze, in order to put everything in perspective. I think one of the sessions, it was like, because now the central committee has to take place for the central committee again to analyze. Whoever is thinking it differently, really they are very much mistaken. We know exactly what you have put in this manifesto, and we know that we put in things that we are going to implement. Now, listening now to the panelists, and that's why I say that what is happening here is the nation is now owning this manifesto. You start with the first presenter who was talking about the mining. Yes, Namibia is a mining country. And you can think, it seems we have all the resources, all the minerals which are required. And that's why we made it a point. And we are not just really trying to play to the voters. We are serious about what we are saying, that the Namibian people must benefit from their natural resources. And we have to do that through value addition. And that value addition is possible. It can be done. I agree. We want our young people to embrace this and to empower yourself through skill development. We in the manifesto, we are talking about improving on the quality of our education. That is very fundamental, that we must improve on the quality of our education, and then we pay special attention to vocational training. And because we know we have some of our young people who have qualifications, however, they cannot find jobs. So, and that's why we are encouraging skilling and skilling, so that you can fit in the jobs that are available. I have to tell you that with the discovery of oil and gas, we have also to pay attention, exactly as it's mentioned there, that we need our people to understand what are the skills that are needed. And in our manifesto, we are saying we must prepare now. We are not going to wait when they start extracting, because if you wait, you bring expatriates, and you will never send them back. One thing I like from the presenter of the mining is the issue of unity. There is nothing you can do if you are not united. Because as the saying goes, that unity is strength. And our symbol as a party is symbolizing that strength of unity. You have to put all these fingers together, and then you'll be able to strengthen what you want to do. So that's why when I'm always saying, I don't want to lead a nation that's not united. Because no matter how good policies you have, how focused you are, if you are not united, nothing is going to happen. This country will continue to, people will continue to linger in poverty just because of our own disunity. So please, the presenter for mining, that's very fundamental. And I fully agree with you that we must be united, and our young people really, they must be entrepreneurial driven and more innovative in a manner that they will be able to empower themselves. Yes, Epangelo mining, you are very much right. It's a strategic policy to have Epangelo mining. Because maybe as a government for you to be in business might be a challenge. But if the area is given to Epangelo mining, and then Epangelo mining is a public company, it's representing the Namibian people. And when it go to the market, it has a product that it can sell. And through that, we'll be able really to empower our people and also to own. You are right. Our election manifesto is talking about the mineral development funds, that we are taking it very seriously, because you know also that minerals are non-renewable resources. And if you are just extracting them, 500 years to come, you don't know what is going to happen. So therefore, you have to prepare for the future generation as to how they are going to survive in such an environment. So we really need to speak the same language. And when young people are saying this for me, I'm really comfortable. I'm really comfortable because you see young people who have a vision, and young people who are ready to act, and then together to make sure that I like the way you say, don't do it for yourself, do it for others, and you benefit in the process. So because if you are just thinking individually, you become a loser. But if you are thinking of everybody, then all of you are becoming a winner. And that is what really I believe. It does not, when you try to do things to satisfy yourself, you will never satisfy yourself. In fact, you are going to defeat yourself because you cannot do it alone. So please, that attitude is very, very important. And then we come now to the tourism. It's one of my favorite. It's your former minister of environment and tourism. I think it's one of the sectors I enjoyed a lot. And I know what Kunene has in as far as tourism is concerned. And I know that there's quite a number of conservancies in this region that came through the time I was a minister. Of course, there are things that we have to look at because we must really make sure that tourism and mining coexist. Because if you are not careful with this mineral rush, it might intrude in our tourism industry, particularly in a region like Kunene, where you have some sensitive areas. For example, Save the Rhino, which are having their core area. And if you end up having the core area of the rhinos being turned into a mining area, then what will happen to the rhinos, and what will happen to the tourism industry, which I know in this region is really giving employment to quite a number of people. And tourism is renewable, is sustainable. So we have to make sure that it really coexists. Cultural tourism is growing all over the world, and we have to take advantage of it. You know, cultural tourism can come in so many ways. For example, you can identify maybe 2 of your cows, which are very friendly, and you make them available for the tourists to come and milk the cows. And you charge them the number of minutes they are milking. That is how cultural tourism is. And then you can charge them for 5 minutes dancing, and then you stop. If they come again, and then they have to add it to it. As Dino saying, that there are quite a lot of opportunities that are available among us. So things that you are doing now, you can turn them into tourism, and it's part of the culture of tourism, as long as you prepare it in a way that it will be not of any danger to your guests. So that is very, very important. As part of the creative industry, when we talk about craft, so in the we are also paying attention to it, and the creative industry is linked to culture, and then again culture is linked to tourism. So you can have ecotourism. Now it is well known for its sceneries, but we can then also supplement it with strong cultural tourism. So I'm very happy that as young people analyzing this, you are finding all of these opportunities available. And then the traditional knowledge. This because we have to be very, very careful. Knowledge for nothing. It must be something that benefit from it. As a minister of environment, I was for Africa on the negotiator on access and benefit, and for genetical resources. And the genetical resources have a component of traditional knowledge, because you might just find somebody having a headache. What I'm having, then you say, yeah, this is for when you are having headache. That is the traditional knowledge that is gone. And then those genetical resources will be taken, and then you are not going to benefit. So it's very, very sensitive, but we have really to take care of it. Water and agriculture, yes. Water is life, as well as food. We need the food security. And I'm really happy with what I'm hearing here. And to see really many young people are now ready to have their hands dirty. And in Congo, thank you very much for taking a lead, because really we need to feed ourselves. Water will remain a big challenge. Nene is one. I know since my days as a minister of environment, never had the good rains. It has been always drought. And there was no other way but just to have pipe water, which is you had now that 90% complete, so that the water is available. And throughout the pipe, I'm sure there will be shoot-off, which will going to benefit the community. And maybe if I have to go back to Kangwasi, the traditional leaders will be very happy, because this has been always the question they have been asking me whenever I go to that area. And I've been always saying that we are working on that. So that is really important. Supporting the young people for agriculture, subsidy to boreholes mentioned here by the Minister of Agriculture. I have also to inform you that the AgriBank has also now a specific program to support young people who want to venture into agriculture, whether it is crop production or livestock. And the good thing, you don't need the collateral. So the only thing which you need, they have to mentor you. You get that loan, they have to mentor you to make sure that you are going to be successful. So I think that is very, very important. And with this now boreholes that are coming, we will be able to do a lot as far as food security is concerned. Dino, I think the 4 points are very, very important that you have highlighted. We are seeing volunteers, people are responding so quick. so quick, but really the comment that moving forward, maybe we need the regular information sharing through workshops. Dino, you are saying that you'll be coming back next year. Maybe you have to consider that so that there will be a specific focus on what has been requested here. That people want to get more information so that they can be empowered. And then thank you for acknowledging the training that was given by the government through the Office of the Prime Minister. Now you are talking about the challenge of needing a sender. It's good that you are not necessarily talking about maybe a campus, that's a sender where you will be able to write your exam. So it's something that I have to get more details about it, but I must thank you that you have raised it. So finally, having listened to the presentation and to the question, I must really, without any fear, say I'm confident that given an opportunity to lead this country with the attitude of the people I'm saying here, will make Namibia a best place for one to live in. I will do it alone, but the way you are discussing, you are really giving me comfort. I know to be a leader is not easy, but it has to be done. But having worked with Namibians and many other people, when you have a common goal, there is no way you will not be able to succeed. So if all of us now own this manifesto, and this manifesto does not mean it's the only thing that's going to be done, but we have to focus on this. This one, we must implement them, and we must own them. And for members of parliament who are going to come, really, you must familiarize yourself with this manifesto. And that should be your Bible in as far as development is concerned. When we are talking to our people, we should not take our people for granted. We should not take our people for granted. We must take them serious because they are taking us serious. And I end by saying, and I will continue saying this, comrades, we are too few to be poor. Their blood waters our freedom. And what I'm praying is the change of attitude towards service delivery. Our work ethics has to change. Failure to do that, even you, when you think maybe you are getting a lot, you are not getting a lot. You can do more if all of us are doing our work with integrity. Now you are making yourself stagnant in your corner there, and you think you are happy. You are not happy. Let us do our work as Namibians. Let us have the love of our country, the love of our people, and in that way, we will make meaning to our natural resources. So thank you very much. That is really my reflection. I'm going to sleep comfortably because I'm hearing all the good things that you are all committed to this election manifesto. And let us continue interrogating it. Let us continue interrogating it so that it sinks into our minds. And then when you are in the offices, that's what we do. Guided by our basic principle: solidarity, freedom, and justice. Once you have that, the sky is the limit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Omake. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think we had a very good and wonderful time. Your Excellency, we wish we could have still an extended period with you. But the nature is also telling us, Your Excellency, that we need to go and rest for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day. So, comrades, tomorrow is a big day. Incoming addressing Kunene for the last time as a vice president of the country. So it's very special. So the next time she comes, hopefully next year, we are going to say, Madam President. Yes, so you don't want to miss that one. We are bringing energy tomorrow, Your Excellency. And they made a mistake to make me a director of ceremony tomorrow also, because my energy is 100%. Brother, you can come now. And vote of thanks, my brother, is vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Director of City. My name is Comrade Jorok Achirora. I'm a regional treasurer of the region. And let me express my gratitude to the President of Vice President who are present today. And ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My task is very simple, just as a closing remarks. And I'm here to emphasize some of the things which is going to touch on. I have 3 points which I'm going to touch on before I just closing my remarks. The Director of Ceremony, allow me to express the empowering of rural youth community through the agricultural technology, which is unlocking opportunity for the sustainable growth and development. In Africa, rural youth community hold the key to unlock the continent of agriculture potential.
It's being directed.
All right. To unlocking the continent of agriculture potential with over 70% of Africa population residing in rural area and 60% of the workforce engaged in agriculture, and the sector growth is crucial for poverty reduction and economic development. And also, there is any challenges facing rural youth in community. Rural youth community in Africa encounter numerous challenges that hinder the potential and limited the opportunity, which is limited the access to education and training. 40% of rural youth lack of secondary education, according to the UNESCO in 2020. So that is the point in agriculture that I wanted to emphasize on. And I thank you very much to all of the youth who are, and I thank you. And I thank you.
Comrade Vice President here will be a very good politician, because we could see he prepared the speech, but because of time, I had to tell him, my comrade, you must summarize, and the summarizing was perfectly done. The whole message is carried in summarizing. Omake. Number no. Tomorrow, comrades, 9 o'clock, we open the gates. Open market, 9 o'clock. In Jepo 9 now, there is music, will keep you busy. Performances. There are T-shirts. There is food. And we are the way SWAPO has been doing all our life. I'm a very young boy, but I'm talking my current young life. Where we are a SWAPO as a gathering, we know how to host our people. Leave those things they are writing and talking. Apparently, we are buying votes. We don't buy votes. We host African way. When somebody come a visitor, you know, you put in a pot. That is African. Yanjo makeko SWAPO. Yeah. So tomorrow, everybody matumupe something to say. Ndangi, kamburuka energy, shinaka share. Then you can go. Yeah. And then T-shirts. The secretary will be there. Will give us the flags, posters. Please come. 9 o'clock. Koye Erike, don't come alone as a young person. Come with your friends, come with your family member, come with your girlfriend, come with your boyfriend, come with your wife. Yeah, just come with everybody. They are welcome. Thank you very much, comrades. I think now we can all rise so that we can allow our VP to leave. And we were saying, Netumbo wetu o muhunane wo shirashetu shosi wapo Netumbo wetu o muhunane wo shirashetu